Welcome everyone to the Virtual Institute of Accounting and Finance YouTube channel. We're so thrilled to have you here. Thank you for joining us as we dive into the world of accounting excellence. Today we're reviewing the absolute best 5 accounting books. With only 2 months left in the year, this is the perfect moment to explore these top-tier resources, each selected for its depth, clarity and value for building a strong accounting foundation. These books are more than just texts. They're your personal guides to understanding accounting principles, financial reporting, and the latest in industry standards. Whether you're a beginner, an advanced student, or a seasoned professional, I'm here to explain why these books should be on your reading list and how they'll help sharpen your skills. Each one is packed with essential knowledge to make complex accounting concepts accessible and help you succeed in your studies or career. So grab a notebook, stay tuned, and let's make these final months of the year count by diving into the best that 2024 has to offer. Principles of Financial Accounting. Authors John J. Wilde, Ken W. Shaw, Barbara Chiapetta. This book is designed as an introductory course in financial accounting, making it perfect for students new to the field. It uses accessible language and real-world examples to make accounting principles clear and understandable. The text introduces fundamental accounting concepts and practices, emphasizing the role of financial information in business decision-making. Detailed content breakdown, syllabus, basic accounting concepts. This section establishes the groundwork for understanding financial statements, exploring why businesses need accurate financial records. Key accounting principles such as revenue recognition and matching principles are explained in a straightforward way. The accounting cycle, covering the entire cycle from identifying and recording transactions to posting to the ledger and preparing trial balances. It's broken down into small steps, ensuring students can follow along and understand each part of the cycle. Double entry bookkeeping. The core of accounting, double entry bookkeeping, is explained with examples of debits and credits. It details journal entries, ledger posting and balancing, so students gain a solid grasp of how to record transactions. Adjusting entries and closing the books, guidance on making adjustments to entries for things like accrued expenses, unearned revenue and prepaid expenses. The book then goes into how to close the books at the end of each accounting period to prepare for a new cycle. Inventory and cost of goods sold. This section introduces inventory accounting and methods like FIFO, LIFO and weighted average. It explains how these methods impact financial statements and company profitability. Financial statement preparation, step-by-step preparation of the 3 core financial statements, the balance sheet, income statement, and cash flow statement. Each statement is explained in terms of structure, purpose, and importance to stakeholders. Ethical decision-making. Real-world scenarios in accounting ethics provide exercises and examples to help students consider ethical decision-making, exploring common ethical dilemmas in financial reporting. Each chapter contains exercises, examples, and visual aids that make the learning process interactive. The book's focus on ethical practices and decision-making adds a valuable dimension to students' understanding of how accounting impacts broader business responsibilities. Accounting, What the Numbers Mean, 12th edition. Authors David Marshall, Wayne McManus, Daniel Viola. This book is structured as a user-friendly introduction to financial accounting concepts, ideal for students or professionals who don't major in accounting but need a solid grasp of accounting basics. It focuses on demystifying accounting concepts, encouraging students to connect numbers with the real-world business decisions they represent. Using engaging language and accessible examples, it helps readers understand what financial information truly indicates about a business's financial health. Detailed content breakdown, syllabus. Introduction to Financial Statements covers the fundamental purpose of financial statements, focusing on what the income statement, balance sheet, and cash flow statement reveal about a company's financial performance. It introduces key components of each statement and the interrelationships between them. Analyzing transactions. This section walks readers through the basics of identifying and recording different business transactions. With practical examples, students learn how transactions affect accounts, preparing them to complete the accounting cycle. Understanding financial ratios. It introduces financial ratios as tools to measure profitability, liquidity, solvency, and efficiency. Examples like return on equity ROE, current ratio, and debt to equity ratio are explained with simple applications to help students see how ratios aid in decision making. Cash versus accrual accounting. A straightforward explanation of the differences between cash-based and accrual-based accounting. This section demonstrates how each method affects reported income and expenses, providing scenarios to illustrate the timing of cash flows versus revenue recognition. Revenue and expense recognition covers basic principles of revenue recognition and expense matching, showing why timing is essential in financial reporting. Examples break down scenarios to clarify when and how revenue and expenses should be recorded. Decision-making with numbers. Real-life case studies demonstrate how financial data is used to make business decisions, such as determining product pricing, managing expenses, and evaluating investment options. This section emphasizes how accounting informs strategic and operational choices. Ethics in accounting. The book rounds out with practical examples and exercises in ethics, discussing common ethical challenges like financial reporting manipulation and earnings management. Scenarios help students explore the impact of ethical decisions on financial transparency. Each chapter includes exercises and cases that encourage students to apply what they've learned. The book is crafted to make accounting accessible and relevant, allowing readers to understand financial statements not just as documents, but as essential tools for making informed business decisions. Fundamental Accounting Principles. John Wilde, Ken Shaw, and Barbara Chiappetta. This book is a foundational text that progresses from basic accounting principles to more complex topics. Its layout is both student-friendly and comprehensive, with step-by-step explanations and a significant focus on real-world applications. It's suitable for beginners with a serious interest in accounting, progressing to intermediate concepts, making it ideal for students advancing toward an accounting major or profession. Detailed content breakdown, syllabus. Introduction to Financial Accounting starts by explaining the role of accounting in business, introducing fundamental concepts such as the accounting equation, types of accounts, and financial statement basics. It provides a solid framework for understanding the essential purpose of accounting in economic and business contexts. The accounting cycle in depth explores the accounting cycle in detail, from recording transactions to preparing unadjusted trial balances. Each step of the cycle, journalizing, posting, adjusting entries, and closing entries, is covered with examples and exercises. This section also includes hands-on exercises to reinforce each stage of the process. Merchandising operations and inventory dives into the unique aspects of accounting for merchandising businesses. It explains the perpetual and periodic inventory systems and introduces inventory cost flow assumptions such as FIFO, LIFO, and weighted average. Examples show how inventory methods affect the income statement and balance sheet. Internal controls and cash management. This section explains how businesses safeguard assets and ensure the accuracy of financial records. Key topics include bank reconciliation, petty cash management, and common internal controls. Examples and case studies focus on cash management best practices. Receivables and payables discusses accounting for receivables, including methods for estimating and recording bad debts. It also covers various types of liabilities, like accounts payable and notes payable, and emphasizes their impact on liquidity. Long-term assets and depreciation explains how companies handle long-term assets, including acquisition, depreciation, and disposal. This section delves into different depreciation methods like straight line, double declining balance, and units of production, helping readers see how asset management affects financial reporting and tax obligations. Liabilities and equity introduces the accounting treatment of current and long-term liabilities as well as equity concepts, covering both paid-in capital and retained earnings. It explains bonds payable, mortgage obligations, and the concept of corporate stock. Practical examples help students understand the implications of liabilities on cash flows and ownership equity. Statement of cash flows, a deep dive into preparing and analysing cash flow statements, covering the three categories: operating, investing, and financing activities. This section includes exercises to help students interpret cash flow statements, showing how they reveal a business's cash-generating ability. Statement analysis focuses on analysing financial statements through ratio analysis and trend analysis. It explores key ratios such as profitability, efficiency, and liquidity ratios, with examples that guide students through interpreting a company's financial health. This book uses a highly structured approach with clear chapter objectives, visual aids, and practical exercises, allowing students to progressively build their understanding. Each chapter integrates ethics in accounting scenarios, underscoring the importance of ethical practice. Intermediate Accounting, 17th edition. Authors Donald E. Key, Jerry J. Wagant, Terry D. Warfield. This book is a well-regarded standard for students with foundational accounting knowledge, ready to delve into intermediate concepts. It's highly detailed and focuses on preparing students for professional accounting and financial reporting roles. The content bridges introductory concepts with more advanced topics, including complex transactions, in-depth financial statement preparation, and regulatory standards like IFRS and GAAP. Detailed content breakdown syllabus. Conceptual framework of financial accounting introduces the structure of financial reporting, covering fundamental accounting principles, assumptions, and constraints. It aligns with both US GAAP and IFRS, allowing students to understand global standards and how they impact financial statements. Financial statement presentation offers an in-depth exploration of financial statement preparation, particularly the income statement, balance sheet, and statement of comprehensive income. It covers essential disclosures, including notes to financial statements and special disclosures required by standards. Revenue recognition explains revenue recognition in complex transactions following the latest accounting standards. Students learn about the 5-step revenue recognition process, how to allocate transaction prices, and the unique revenue challenges in industries like software, construction, and subscription services. Income measurement and profitability analysis covers the concepts of income measurement, with a focus on understanding different types of expenses, other comprehensive income, and the implications of various income metrics. It also explores how profitability ratios and trends are used in financial analysis. Accounting for assets provides a detailed breakdown of current and long-term assets, covering cash, accounts receivable, inventory, and long-term investments. It explores valuation methods, impairments, and issues in asset recognition and measurement. Inventory and costing methods, a thorough explanation of inventory management methods, including FIFO, LIFO, and weighted average costing, with discussions on how each affects a company's reported earnings and tax obligations. This section also covers inventory valuation adjustments such as lower of cost or market LCM. Property, plant and equipment P discusses acquisition, measurement and depreciation of tangible assets, as well as disposal and impairment. Various depreciation methods, including straight-line and accelerated methods, are explored, along with their impact on financial reporting. Intangible assets covers the treatment of intangible assets like patents, trademarks, goodwill, and research and development costs. Students learn how to recognize, measure, and amortize intangible assets, with attention to impairment rules and challenges specific to intangible valuation. Liabilities and bonds. This section covers current and long-term liabilities with a detailed focus on bond issuance, amortization, and accounting for lease liabilities. It also explores topics like contingencies, warranties, and pension obligations. Stockholders' equity introduces the concepts of capital structure, including common stock, preferred stock, and retained earnings. It explains dividends, treasury stock, and stock splits, helping students understand the equity financing side of corporate balance sheets. Statement of cash flows advanced discusses the preparation of cash flow statements in more complex scenarios, including indirect and direct methods, with in-depth exercises on adjusting net income for non-cash transactions and changes in working capital. Deferred taxes, leases and pensions. This section dives into the more advanced aspects of liabilities and accounting estimates. It explains deferred tax assets and liabilities, temporary differences, and the calculation of pension expense. Lease accounting, following the latest IFRS and GAAP updates, is also extensively covered. Financial reporting and disclosure standards. The book provides guidance on disclosure requirements, covering segment reporting, related party transactions and financial instruments. Real-life examples illustrate how companies use disclosures to communicate with stakeholders effectively. Ethics and professional judgment in accounting. This section explores the ethical considerations accountants face, including earnings management, fraud prevention, and the responsibility to uphold financial reporting standards. The book is packed with practical exercises, case studies, and real-world scenarios, all of which are designed to reinforce theoretical knowledge. Each chapter contains self-assessment questions and exercises, making it a valuable resource for students progressing toward a career in accounting or preparing for professional exams like the CPA. Financial Accounting Theory, 8th edition. Authors, William R. Scott. This advanced level book focuses on the theoretical underpinnings of financial accounting, ideal for students or professionals with a solid foundation in accounting who are interested in understanding the why behind the rules and standards. William R. Scott provides a rigorous exploration of the principles, regulations, and theories that shape financial reporting, especially in the context of decision-making, market impacts, and regulatory policies. The book is particularly useful for students considering careers in accounting research, academia, or regulatory roles. Detailed content breakdown syllabus, Introduction to Accounting Theory. This section lays out the purpose of accounting theory, explaining its role in forming accounting standards and financial reporting. Students learn about the importance of understanding theoretical frameworks to appreciate accounting's impact on economic behavior. Regulatory frameworks and standard setting covers the evolution of major regulatory bodies, such as the FASB and IASB, and their influence on global financial reporting standards. It also examines the conceptual frameworks developed by these bodies, offering insights into how standards are created and updated. Theories of Accounting explores the core theories that influence financial reporting, including positive accounting theory, normative accounting theory, and systems-based theories. It also addresses economic consequences theory and how various economic factors impact accounting practices. Efficient Market Hypothesis, EMH, and Behavioral Finance discusses the EMH and its implications for financial reporting, exploring how markets interpret and react to accounting information. Additionally, it covers behavioral finance and its critiques of the EMH, including how biases and psychology impact market reactions to financial disclosures. Decision Usefulness Approach focuses on the concept of decision usefulness, examining what makes financial information valuable for stakeholders. Students learn about the trade-offs between relevance and reliability and how these factors influence investor decisions. Income Measurement and Profit Recognition investigates various income measurement approaches, including historical cost, fair value, and current cost accounting. This section discusses the complexities of measuring income accurately and the ongoing debates around profit recognition. Agency Theory and Contracting Costs delves into the relationship between managers, shareholders, and creditors, with agency theory explaining potential conflicts of interest. The book explores how accounting policies can reduce agency costs and mitigate managerial opportunism. Information Asymmetry and Disclosure covers the importance of disclosure in reducing information asymmetry between company insiders and external investors. This section explains signaling theory, adverse selection, and the role of voluntary disclosures in enhancing transparency. Positive Accounting Theory examines the predictive aspect of that, explaining how managers make accounting choices based on personal incentives, corporate governance, and market expectations. PAT's impact on accounting policy and corporate financial reporting is also explored. Fair value accounting and challenges introduces fair value accounting principles discussing the benefits and challenges associated with this approach. It analyzes how fair value impacts volatility, risk, and financial statement transparency, with real-world examples to illustrate the trade-offs. Earnings management and manipulation discusses the motives and techniques behind earnings management, providing insights into practices such as income smoothing and big bath accounting. This section also reviews regulatory efforts to detect and deter manipulation, including key red flags auditors and analysts should be aware of. Ethics and social responsibility in financial reporting highlights the ethical dimensions of accounting, exploring how ethical considerations intersect with profit-driven motives. Students learn about the importance of professional integrity, transparency, and the role of ethics in safeguarding stakeholder trust. Financial crisis and regulatory responses. This section discusses how accounting standards and regulatory bodies have responded to financial crises, particularly the global financial crisis of 2008. It covers changes in fair value accounting, credit risk management, and regulatory reforms aimed at improving financial stability. International Financial Reporting Standards, IFRS, and comparability explores the global adoption of IFRS, including the benefits and challenges associated with international convergence. This section provides case studies on how IFRS adoption impacts financial statement comparability across borders. With numerous case studies, real-life examples, and end-of-chapter questions, this book is a comprehensive guide to understanding the deeper forces shaping accounting. Each chapter concludes with a summary of key concepts and questions that encourage students to apply theoretical knowledge to current financial reporting issues. Financial accounting theory is ideal for students aiming to critically analyze and contribute to the accounting field, particularly those preparing for roles in accounting policy, regulatory bodies, or academia.